that is in terms of a kind of UAV classifications, in terms of the weight, in terms of the sensor, in terms of the altitude, in terms of the range. Okay. Those things actually we discussed. Okay. And few applications, those are like application in terms of the environmental, in terms of the climate, in terms of the civil engineering, in terms of the mining engineering, in terms of the geological mapping by using hyperspectral, and in terms of the thermal sensors for the water leakage in the agricultural cropping region. Okay? Those are about the UAV, the introduction, and the kind of type of UAV drones like multi-rotor, fixed wing, and hybrid, and parachute. Okay? Now today we will discuss about, hope I think the initial class of the yesterday, I given a small introduction about the geomatics. It is about the combination of the remote sensing tools. It is about the combination of digital image processing tools, having a combination of geographical information tools, combination of GPS and GNSS. Now what is remote sensing, what kind of data it will give you, and what is digital image processing, what is the outcome of the digital image processing, what is GIS, what actually the GIS performs, and what is GPS and what is GNSS, and what kind of services we can actually take it from these various techniques. And the combination we are calling as a geospatial technology. Now today I will give you the various sources of geomatics data. Maybe in terms of the remote sensing also, in terms of the GIS also. Okay. Now where we can download such kind of data. Okay, maybe sometimes with a free user, maybe little bit of price for the academic point of view for the student. Now all these sources we will discuss in today's class, and what are the services we can make from the data. Now, if you, as discussed about the geospatial technology, refers to the collection of various tools, techniques used to capture, store, manipulate, and analyze the various spatial data information. It means that if you collect the X, Y data from the GPS, if you have collected the remote sensing data, by keeping all these sources as an input source to the GIS, and make the various thematic maps. For this making a thematic maps, now a system which can collect all these sources of data and make some analysis on the particular data and take a decision. Now what is the role of taking the decision? The role of taking a decision is, let us example, you are entering into the particular classroom. Now around 20 seats are vacant, 15 seats are filled. Where you have to sit? Who is taking the decision? I am taking the decision, because I have to sit in the class. Either I may sit in the first bench, maybe in the middle, maybe in the end. It depends upon what kind of result I am expecting. Similarly, the geospatial data, while using the geospatial data, the result will be in the form of, let us example, site selection. Now someone want to keep some industry in the Dhanbad. Now a GIS, he collected all the resources of the various resources of the data and analyzed and kept it in a GIS with various spatial modules, and got the results in terms of 6 to 7 sites, suitable sites. Out of those 6 to 7 sites, now the user can take a decision that which one is the best, which one is moderate, which one is less good. Now the concerned applicant he may take a decision that no sir, I will go for this particular site because it is very convenient, okay, and which is useful for the most of the users. Otherwise, again, best example is about governments want to construct a new secretariat, otherwise a new district office in a particular district headquarter. Now in the GIS we studied the remote sensing data and we make the various thematic layers, collected various sources of the data, and finally we propose that these are the list of the areas where we can propose and where we can construct. Now in the final authority office they will see why you are proposing this one. What is the suitability index? Sir, this is in the middle of the district. The majority are approachable from all the sides of the district, and the open area is also higher, and the approachable roads are already connected. Sometimes क्या होगा, the all the head offices are one side of the city, and the total city is another side. The people who are in the corner of the particular city, it is very difficult to reach to the offices. Now here these are called one of the examples. Construction of check dams, where we can construct the check dams to cumulatively collect a huge amount of water in a natural flow of the river and to increase the groundwater capacity of the particular region. Okay, site selection for the wastage of dumps. Majorly in all the municipalities, most of the municipalities, they are facing a problem of dumping of waste. Whenever we went to the outside market, even a small 5 rupees chocolate also we are purchasing, we are asking for a plastic. 5 rupees, 5 chocolates they are giving, and we are taking a plastic polythene. Okay. We utilize the 5 chocolates, but polythene will be in a dust. Where it is going, where it is dumped? Maybe in the outskirts of your city,
Yes, sir.
otherwise outskirts of your district. That is outskirts of yours, but that is an entrance to the next district. There also the facing. Maybe in your newspapers, the most of the villagers actually they are facing a problem of this dumping of sites. Right? Because there is a rural area, we are dumped it. But the people who are staying there, they are actually facing a smell, various mosquitoes, such kind of another problems actually what we are not heard. They are writing a letters to the concerned district officer, please shift the wastage dump to next place and all those things. Now in such cases what happened? By using this geospatial technology, we provide a solution to the government where we can dump it. Okay? And one more example is about the Kedarnath floods in 2014. Kedarnath floods. What happened? 13 or 14. I think 13. In what happened? The pilgrims are approached or escaped from the Kedarnath and connect to the mainstream roads are completely collapsed. Now how they will reach to the approachable roads? Now again, the border security force, they are constructed the new roads and it will take time. Okay? And again they given a service to the pilgrims to transfer from one end to the another end. Now the scope is like, if suppose such kind of incidents are happened, what are the approachable areas, suitable approachable areas. Now government can make some necessary arrangements. Okay? Suppose आपका जगह में something कुछ आ गया, पहले क्या था? If the floods are happened, the people will reach to the higher elevation, and there is a good big temple is constructed, especially in case of south. A big temple is constructed in that particular. If any floods or something else, the people move towards to the temple and they are staying in 1 or 2 days. The local people, otherwise the local authority, they are making some arrangements. Especially in case of this natural disaster, such kind of arrangement should be taken, and By using this kind of geospatial technology, by the help of the geospatial technology, we can propose to the government, sir, these are the locations, especially in case of the flooding regions, like Bihar, Orissa, okay, why there is a frequent floods are coming. In such cases, maybe it is a village, maybe it is a town, maybe it is an urban area. In such cases, such kind of things are happened. What are the cumulative buildings? If they already exist, if an extra proposed buildings to be constructed, what are the proposed sites? And what are the factors for this choosing these proposed sites? By all such kind of examples, by using the geospatial technology. But we are discussing about, yes sir, geospatial technology, we are using various, but where we can collect the data? How we can collect the data? For the storage and the manipulation, for the analysis, we are having some hardware. But where we can collect the data? What kind of maps actually we are required? We are generally calling it thematic maps. How we can prepare these thematic maps in ArcGIS, otherwise QGIS, and some of the software. Okay. Now, the today's class is majorly focused on what are the various sources of getting the data, geospatial data. Okay. Now, in the evolution of the geospatial data, if you compare, that is, first one is about the priority control. In 1990s, the geospatial data includes the maps. We are calling as the old topo sheets, Survey of India topo sheets. In the other countries, they are having the local maps, and satellite images and geographical information was historically controlled by the government and military organizations. If in India also, some of the restricted areas like Himachal Pradesh or upper portion of the Himalayas, the topo sheets, otherwise some of the geospatial data is restricted because due to the security concerns, due to the security reasons. Maybe if you request the government, sir, for particular research point of view, I need the data of the particular restricted area. Now they will allow you. But in normal cases, they are restricted up to certain security reasons in terms of the accuracy. Now, the satellite technology initiated during the Cold War produces the data primarily for scientific and defense applications, and the access were restricted and expensive. Now, the cost of some of the satellites in the unrestricted area, it is different, but the restricted area, it is different. What I said, for example, in the restricted cases, if you want the data, you have to take a proper approval for what kind of analysis you are doing with the particular data, and you can take the approval from the concerned authority, and finally you will get the data. See, if they are not satisfied, the kind of work you are performed, whether it is not useful for the mostly for the military and the defense purposes, now they have some restrictions. In the initials of 90s, now over the period of time, what happened? The civilian applications are coming into the picture. In the earlier days, these GPS, GNSS, all these things in terms of the good accuracy under the control of defense. Now once the civilians are coming into the picture, the applications are vast. The defense people, they are using this technology for some security purposes, where the opponents are there, how I can what we can say, define my base stations, locations and all those things, and how I can identify the locations of the opponents and all those things. For their purposes, otherwise the boundary of the countries, the military people, they are using this technology. Now once the civilians are coming into the picture, the applications are becomes vast in terms of the transportation, in terms of the hydrology, in terms of the environmental impact assessment, in terms of the climatology, in terms of the mining region. Now the applications are vast while coming into the civilians. Now in terms of the technology also, over the period of 90s, most of the cases the civilian applications are little bit of less while compared to the defense applications. And some limitations are also there. In 1990s to the 2000, the global policies in 1994, the US government declassified as GF signals, opening the doors for civilian users and enable global positioning services, especially the use of the GPS. Earlier, only the defense people of the US is having the access of the GPS with a good accuracy. We are calling a Navistar. Now then, they are giving access to the utilization of the constellation of the Navistar, that we are GPS, to the civilians also. Now in 2008, the Landsat satellite program made achieve of Earth imaginary freely available marketing and significant shift towards the open satellite data. Now Landsat is one of the satellite which will give you the remote sensing data. Now they are giving a free access to the users. You may use the data. Now also you can download the Landsat 7 and Landsat 8 data freely. I will show you the Landsat 7 and Landsat 7 where we can download. It means that suppose you have a satellite, freely available satellite data. Now you can do what kind of analysis you want. Right now what we are using with our Google Maps. Google Maps is almost giving the 1 meter resolution, or less than that also. Okay. But in 2006, 2007, 2008, at that time, the satellite data, most of the researchers in the preliminary research, they use the Landsat data. Okay. For preliminary research, why? Because it is freely available. Suppose the river, Dhanbad river, कहाँ से कहाँ तक जा रहा है, ठीक है? Now long stretch is there. For a long stretch, how many tiles are required? Number of tiles are more. Now this satellite data is freely available. I can download the satellite data and digitize the entire river. Then I will show that this is the length of the whole Dhanbad river. This is the initial part. This is the ending point. Okay, now those are called some of the advantages by using the facilities of open data called Landsat. Now again, the open data movement, that is rise of the open government data. Now what the Indian government is doing is the Geospatial portal for each and every state. Now let us take Jharkhand. In Jharkhand, suppose someone wants land record information. Now he approached the revenue department, sir, please kindly provide the concerned cadastral plan and what is the land parcel number and who is the owner and everything. Now the government adopted the geospatial technology and they updated those revenue plans and kept it in a government portal. Now what they are doing is they collected the cadastral plan, they scanned the cadastral plan. First of all, they uploaded that cadastral plan to the geospatial portal of the concerned district or concerned state. There you went to the particular portal, geospatial portal of Jharkhand, GISAC. You went there and select the district. Let us example Dhanbad district. And Dhanbad district, next it is asking the areas. Now let us example, I selected the area called Dhanbad. In Dhanbad, the complete plan is visible, cadastral plan. Okay? In the cadastral plan, number of parcel numbers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Parcel means land. हिंदी में क्या बोलेंगे? कट्टा. Land. Plots को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं?
भूमि.
भूमि. एक कट्टा बोलते हैं ना? मैं सेपरेट ही बोल रहा हूँ. सेपरेट ही बोल रहा हूँ. Local kata. Now, suppose I want to click on the particular parcel. General, the word we are calling as parcel. If you click on the particular parcel, the complete details of the particular parcel. Who is the owner? What is the area? What is the latitude and longitude of the particular parcel? Latitude, longitude means, let us example, it is a square. Let us example, it is a rectangle. Rectangle means 4 corners. Let us example, it is a irregular shape. Now all the corners of each and every corner of that particular parcel is geotagged. Okay. Now that details will be completely visible. Now the each and every state they are developing such kind of portals which helps the users. Okay, where is my, how my parcel it is. Okay, now the government schemes are also on the basis of this particular, how much area that is submerged. Now on the back side they kept the satellite image of flooded area, whether your parcel within the flooding area, half of my parcel is in the flooding area. Now they are giving compensation on the basis of that one. Half of your area is damaged. Now they are giving the compensation on the basis of that one. These are called some of the advantages where we can digitalize the whole geospatial data in the rural level. Okay, now that is the last one, is about the open data management. And next one, that is about rise of community driven mapping. Now why it is the advantage of the mapping? As already what we discussed, the mapping of all the cadastral plans, the mapping of topographical maps. In the earlier, the topographical maps are at a scale of 1:50,000. So over the period of time, with the advanced technology, they are made into 1:10,000. The Survey of India having plans convert the maps by the UTM, and they are preparing at a scale of 1:10,000. When it's 10,000, high resolution maps are there. That helps us from the users for a better accuracy preparation of various thematic maps in a rural level regions in a high scale. And next one, that is about open satellite data revolution from 2010 onwards. Now, if suppose some product is restricted, but if you want that product for one of your application for research point of view, now with so much of struggles, we can purchase the data. Earlier days, what happened? The remote sensing data is freely not available. If one of your senior, if he is already procured the data, one of your professor is already procured the data. Okay, now we requested the concerned professor, sir, I am also working in the particular region. If the satellite data is available, please kindly supply us. We are doing analysis. We will acknowledge you for my work. But because the data is not free. Now, over the period of time, what happened? They are giving a free access to the civilians. They can download the data. Now, what happened? Now, the applications will be increasing. If you remember one of the case of the corona, the first the people are detected, the researcher who did research the stage of the corona on the basis of the scanning. Before testing reports, the stage of the corona they are detected on the basis of X-rays. Now, how the researcher is working on it? There will be scanning reports are available on the basis of the digital image processing. The scanning, huge amount of the scanning reports are available. Now, he applied some of the tools to predict from initial stage of the corona to the affected stage up to some days. How the scanning report is changed, how the lungs are affected, which is visible on a scan. And he concluded that now this will be the shape of the lungs and this is the percentage of the affected. Okay, and this is the stage of the corona. Now that is due to the open source of availability. If the data is available, the various applications are waiting to adopt that particular data. Okay, now from 2010 in the region of 2010 to 2012, there will be various sources of satellite images are freely available, which can be adapted for various applications. Now we will see one upon one what are the various sources for what we can say where we can download the data. Now first if you see one of the example, this is Earth Explorer USGS. This is one of the source where we can download the remote sensing data. Okay? Now you can provide the data on the basis of the two things. Generally, the data, the area you may download the satellite image. You have to define in terms of the path and rows. You can define in terms of the latitude and longitude universally. Locally, we are defining the coordinates in terms of by names, Dhanbad, Saradela, Hirapur, like this. But globally, if you can define the Saradela, that is only with respect to their coordinate system. Okay, now it is asking the path and row also. Now the satellite path and satellite row. Now the satellite is moving like this around the Earth surface. And which path it is and which orbit it is rotating, according to that the path and row of the particular satellite was defined. If you know the path and row which covers your area, now you can find out the satellite image also. Otherwise, if you have the latitude longitude of the particular region also, you may give an as input. On the basis of that one, we are selecting the. Now if you see here, it is a US future, world future. Now we are selecting for the India. I am selected as world future. Now country, India, future class, let us example administrative boundaries, future type, let us take all. Now if you see, we are unable to do the location address. Now it is on the basis of the name, it is unable to understand. Dhanbad se isko pata nahi chalta. Now you can define the same thing on the basis of wave polygon. You see the Jharkhand information. Okay? Initially I typed Dhanbad, I will not get anything. Now I typed the Jharkhand. Now it understands the state Jharkhand. Now it displayed yes, some of the data is available. Now if you see, this is the Dhanbad. These are the 4 coordinates. You want to define the which area you want to download. Now let's define the area. Very larger area, almost it will cover the 5 states. Now we can crispy the shorter area. Now this I define the some of the area in India. Now this way you may select the region. Okay? Then once you selected the region, now it is asking about the date. Now let us go for the date, January, otherwise from September 2024 to till now. Okay? Now select the data sets, which kind of data sets you want, and distribution models. Which area, which kind of data actually you required. These are called SRTM data. Landsat, what we have discussed, the Landsat data, ETF plus, Landsat 4. Now I will give you just an example. Now as per your date, what you mentioned, no such data is available. Now what happened, again you have to rechange the data from the 2024 what I selected. इससे क्या है, दोबारा आप लोग जो है डेट को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. Now this is the data sets what you are selected, and the date, selection criteria, you may change the date from 2024 to 2019. The criteria. The results are fetching like this. I will show you the image. Now, while using the USGS, the results are fetching. Now, this is the coordinate system. What this is the area how we can select on the basis of the coordinates, otherwise on the basis of the KML Z file, otherwise on the basis of the polygon what you are created in the shapefile what you are created in the GIS environment. Now you may select the list of the data what you required. Now here if you observe, this is your study area. The red color portion what you are observing, this is called your study area. Now for this study area I already said that it is moving, the satellite is moving in a particular orbit. Now the satellite is moving like this. Now this is one tile, and another tile is also like this here, and next one is about, this is the tile, and the next tile is this one. Okay? Now for the particular time what you are provided, let us example September to March, today is 8, other today is 7. Okay? Now this is the data only is available. Now this, the tiles which are available as per your requirement. Let us example I want Landsat 7, I want Landsat 8 from, let us example October to the February, with a resolution of 1 meter to the 5 meters, with a resolution of 20 to the 30 meters, with a resolution of 5 meter to the 30 meters. Now these, the catalog will show you the list of satellites which are available as per your query. Now you may select any of them. The advantage of this one Archive is it will give you the clouded data also, it will show you the uncovered cloud data also. Now you by like such select any one of them, you can see how the images looks like. Let's see. After selecting, this is called the data metadata of the particular satellite image. Now whether if you want to download, you can download by the registration with your Gmail ID and this one. Otherwise you can go for the another satellite. Now this is the type what downloaded from the earlier previous slide from the USGS Explorer. ठीक है, आपको जो यहाँ पे जो satellite image जो दिख रहा है ना, this is the satellite type which is downloaded and opened in a one of the platform of GIS we are calling as ArcMap. Okay. Like this, you may download the free satellite images with various resolutions in terms of the optical data, in terms of the microwave data, in terms of the digital elevation models. Okay. Now the various sources of what we can say, various free sources of platforms are there. Now one upon one I will show you. One is called Earth Explorer and another one is called Data Space for a Sentinel data. For the Sentinel data, you can go for the Copernicus open platform. There also procedure is same. You have to first of all define your area where you want to download, which area you want to download. Either you should know the path and row, the other way you should know the KML file, other way you should know the shape file, you should know the polygon. It is asking in terms of these formats. Okay? And again, next one is about one more. I will show you Bhunidhi. Indian, we will see. Bhunidhi is earlier we are calling as an RSC, the Indian platform where we can download with a nominal cost almost all 1000 to 1500 rupees for a single time. Okay? Now this is called Bhunidhi. Now Bhunidhi browser, if you see this one, just for this purpose, just you have to initially register with your Gmail ID, whether you are academic or industry or business professional. Now again, what I said, either you should know, you should give the location, polygon, shape file, KMZ file, and map sheet number like this. Now let us example I am giving as Dhanbad. Now it is already fetched the latitude and longitude while entering that. Okay? Now this is the area which is demarcated on a Bhunidhi portal with the name of Dhanbad. Now the next one is the range. The next one, let us example, I will go for 2019 January 1st and again yesterday. The difference between the starting date and ending date should not be greater than 5 years. Then we will change the 2019 to 2022. Okay? Now this is the define in which date actually we require. Now there will be multiple filter options which are given. One is open data, another one is price. Now let us go for price data with the nominal one we will see. And the resolution. Which resolution we require? Now here 0.1 meters to the 1 meter, 1 meter to the 5 meter, 5 meter to the 25 meter, 25 meters to the 100 meters. Now these are the various spatial resolutions, ground coverage, what we are calling. That is example we will select one upon one. Now another one is micro-optical, microwave remote sensing data and optical remote sensing data. Let's go for optical remote sensing data. Now these are called the list of the satellites, Indian satellites. This is Bhunidhi's Indian portal. Now these are called list of Indian satellites. Now you can click upon one. And next one is about the sensor type, multispectral, panachromatic. I am selecting. Now the cartosat done. And these are called urban studies, for which study actually you are collecting the data. Now this is about the price, cartosat 1 and cartosat 2. Is there any advanced filter is required? If required, you can do it, otherwise we can go for the submit. Now have you seen this one? These are called the list of data which are available. Now you may search. This is the data which is available. Now you may see whether the data is okay for you or not. If it is okay, then you can add this data in your catalog and you can purchase with a registered account. Now this is another resolution of the data. This is called digital elevation model. Now this is like the web user, that as per the customer satisfaction, some areas which are clouded, some areas are unclouded. Let us example, my portion is only this much. My portion is only this much, but this much area is completely covered with cloud. Then no problem for me. Why? Because I need only this one. As an example, this almost 70% of the area is clouded. Now this area is not suitable for me and I will not purchase. For this kind of customer satisfaction, before purchasing, they are giving an access in a JPG format, what we are calling as a photo, before buying a particular product. And this is the information, if you see, this is the information which is about the particular product with a resolution of 2.5 meter. This is also with a resolution of 2.5 meter. Now, after selecting the particular product into the archive, it will ask you the username and password to be registered. Okay. Now, once you log in, that product will automatically added in your cart. Okay. Now, once you select the particular cart product, now you can pay the particular amount to the Bhunidhi, and they will give you the access in two types. One is online mode, another one is offline mode. Offline mode means they will send the particular data in a CDs or DVDs. Another one is online. They will send you a link by some username and password. Now you can download that particular link within the 7 days or within the 5 days. That is as per the norms of the Bhunidhi. Now after the 5 days, the link will be deactivated and you can't access the particular product even though you pay the money. That is online. And on the offline, there will just only 5 to 10% variation is there from online to the offline. Okay. This is about the Indian portal that is called Bhunidhi. Okay. Now these are the various resource maps are there in the Bhunidhi. These are the list of the videos where how to download the data, how to register the data, how we can download the various thematic maps. All these things are incorporated in a particular software. The next one is all about open topographical maps. Now this is called another platform where we can download the topography of a particular region. Now the kind of data which is available, find a data map by using the catalog. Now this is the data which is available for the certain countries. Now let us go for the Indian region. Now this is Dhanbad. Now select the region. If you click on the select the region, now this is the after selecting the specific region, this will be the kind of window which is appears. If you see the global and regional dumps which are available, high resolution data is available is 0. And community contributed is 1. Now I need a high resolution digital elevation model. Now you may click. and any of the data. Now it will show you the description of the particular, and you can go for the downloading options. Okay? Now, on which format actually you require? One is GeoTIFF and another one is IMG. Let's go for the GeoTIFF. And for visualization, we will show you the various thematic maps, and it is asking the email ID for the downloading, and finally you will submit. Okay? After the submitting, what are the data you are selected, that will be dumped into your mail ID. Now, if you are working on a digital machine model, that is example for a 3D kind of topographical region you want to represent. Okay? Now the digital machine model, which is directly freely available. For the resolution point of view, it will be giving 30 meters or 15 meters something. So we get the free data. If you required high resolution digital machine models, high resolution topographical maps like 1 meter, 1.5 meter, 2.5 meter digital machine model, 5 meter digital machine model, they will be a little bit of price. But the 30 meters of distribution model, which is freely available, like SRTM is available, Amsterdam is available, those you can download by using such kind of open source data. Okay? And another one, I will show you. This is, you can download the Amsterdam by one of the Earth data of NASA. And we will go for the one more source, that is OpenStreetMap. Have you seen the road network of the Dhanbad region? Why? Because you may visualize this the same thing in a Google Maps. But Google Maps, that will give you a satellite image. This will give you the what we can say geospatial data, GIS data also. Okay. Now examples like Uber and Ola, they are working. What is, suppose you are not belongs to the geomatics engineering. Okay, geomatics field. Now how the Uber is working? It is initially, once you open the app, what it is asking? That is destination. Enter the destination. Either they will give you an access, you may enter, otherwise it will show you the one pointer. Okay. Well, now what it is showing is, now it will fetch. For example, you are entered the location of this particular road. You entered the name of Dhanbad railway station, otherwise IIT ISM Dhanbad. Example. Now IIT Dhanbad name is visualized. Now you are selecting that one. What it means? That particular name IIT ISM Dhanbad is filled with certain location, latitude and longitude, x comma y. How the x comma y is linked with that particular tag? Some GIS analyst is already working with a geo tag of IIT ISM Dhanbad, that particular location. Now once the location x comma y is already defined, this is x comma y, x comma y. You got it, the destination location. Now next one, what is asking? After destination, next input is pickup point. Now we are at Dhanbad railway station. It will take the pickup location on the basis of your location in your mobile. X comma y. It can fix the x comma y. Now by this geospatial data, all the road networks which are visible, the GIS expert is already digitized. Now from starting point to the ending point, it will fetch the road network. Now this is already one straight line which is visible. Another example is it's a restricted area. Now it will fetch the road like this. Now this geospatial, otherwise the spatial data, which helps to the most of the applications in the domain of transportation. Now this is one of the example, like what the Uber and what the Ola, on the background how the geospatial technology helps us. By simply knowing, entering the destination and starting point, it will fetch the road directions. The road directions is already digitized by the geospatial expert and given an open access to the users. Now these are some of the applicants. And another application is like the bus services, school bus services. Nowadays all the buildings are high tower buildings, apartments, 5 floors, 6 floors, 7 floors, in future maybe 10 floors, 15 floors. Now the people can come down, it will take 10 to 15 minutes time. From 15th floor to the ground floor, from 30th floor to the ground floor, it will take 10 minutes due to the busy of lift and something. But where is the bus? Where is my school bus? Now the school bus is attached with the GPS. Okay? Now the bus is almost 2 to 3 stops before. It is already passed that particular GPS location. Okay? Now automatically the parent will get a message. Bus is already dispatched from particular station. Now the parents become alert. No, again they will go down. Such kind of already existing facilities are available in the metropolitan cities. Now in future the rural areas are also. Nowadays all the vehicles are having the GPS. Now in future the FASTag will be demolished. The toll tax and everything that will be collected on the basis of the traveling on the national highways by using the GPS. How much distance you are traveled. पहले क्या था, one toll tax से दूसरा toll tax पार करना है, then only you will collect the, they are collecting the money. Now कितने point से कितने point तक आप travel किया था, on the basis of x comma y of this point, x comma y of this point, you travel 10 kilometers, the road tax is for the 10 kilometers. How they are measuring the x comma y of the starting point? GPS is installed in your vehicle. How the destination there are on the basis of the GPS x comma y. But how accurately they are measured x comma y, that is the point. For this purpose, they will be taking the help of the various constellations, as bus, space-based satellites help to measure the location of the vehicle on the ground in a millimeter to centimeter level of accuracy. Okay? Now this is about for the census data. Now this is Jharkhand Space Application Center will provide the various maps in and the cadastral plans for the visualization, and you can purchase the these are the various sources of the data we can utilize. This is for agricultural GIS, school GIS. If you see the various schools in the Jharkhand, now just once you register for this one, you will get the list of the schools in Jharkhand. Now, what is the advantage of marking the schools and all those things? Now, let us example, as per the norms, within 3 kilometers, within 5 kilometers range, there will be some primary school, some upper primary school, some secondary schools are there. Now, government want to construct a new school. They should know already what are the existing schools. Now, what is the distance between these two? Now, they may take a decision that in which area I can construct a new school and propose schools. Okay? Now, these are the various open source data which are available in a Ranchi smart map. For everything, actually, we require some access in mining. Now, the mining areas are also there, demarcated in a GIS, and they are uploaded in the portal. Now, this is the USGS what we have discussed. We can download the data from the USGS also by entering or by registering with your authorized email ID. Now they will give you the optical and parallelly the digital elevation models of the various resource data. Now this is the methodology, how we can adopt, how we can select the region on the basis of the polygon, on the basis of the table file, on the basis of the x, latitude, longitude of 4 columns. And if you see the thematic maps, so once you got the optical data or distribution models, from this one, what are the thematic maps? What is the procedure to prepare the thematic maps? Now, what is the thematic map? A map which represents a single particular theme. Here, the railway map. It means the complete map shows all the railways, the major lines, minor lines, 2 lines, 4-way lines. The road network map, state highways, national highways, 2 single line, double line, 4-way line, 6-way lines. And the map which is representing the mining. The entire Jharkhand, what are the mining region? How much is the mining region? The map which is completely represent the geological. It means specifically for a particular theme. The map is prepared specifically for a particular theme. Those we are calling as a thematic maps. Now, what are the various steps? That is, steps to create a thematic maps, especially in the GIS. That is, first one is data collection. Already we discussed. You may collect the data from the various open source, otherwise you can procure the data from the concerned agencies. The next one is about the data preparation. It means you, before going to prepare the thematic maps, whatever the data you have procured, otherwise downloaded, that is having some noise, that is having some orientation problems. Those things can be avoided. That is called by georeferencing. Okay? And otherwise mosaic 2 to 3 tiles. Entire data that is not available in a single tile. You may download 3 to 4 tiles, you may mosaic that. Otherwise, entire data is a bigger tile. Only small portion of the tile is required. Now you can clip that particular tile. Okay? Now you may prepare the particular data, and next one is design. That is, what kind of thematic map you want to prepare. Suppose you are preparing, you want a slope map. Now you require the distribution model. You want to make a road network map. You require a optical data map just for a satellite image data. This is required. And next one is symbolization. If you recollect the previous slide, that is OpenStreetMap. While open the OpenStreetMap, you visualize all the road networks. few roads which are bigger size, few roads which are smaller size. Now, once we observe those things in terms of the size, what we make, this is the major road, this is the minor road. In the similar way, national highway is also there, minor road is also there, colony roads are also there. Which road, what is the size? That should reflect the user. Trees are there, roads are there, and various polygons like in terms of the pond, building, the railway lines, road networks, what kind of symbols you may represent. Now let us example, you given one symbol, you prepared a map, I am the user, I should understand this is a road, I should understand this is a tree, I should understand this is an electrical line, I should understand this is a railway line. That is called the symbolization. Okay? Now the majority of the users can understand the map what you prepared. That is called the utilization of the proper symbolization of a map. And next one is about the classification. Choose the methods to various groups. How you can differentiate the various groups in a particular data. That is example slope map. You created a slope map. In the slope map, what are the various classes? How many classes are there? The entire area is from 0 to 45 degrees slope is there. How you can classify? 0 to 5 degrees is one class, 5 degrees to 15 degrees is another class, 15 degrees to 20 is, why? What is the purpose? 0 to 5 means almost it's a plain region. Almost 0 to 2 is a plain region. But 30 to 35, 30 to 45 is a highly undulated region, especially in case of the mines and all those things, hilly regions. This is undulated region. Okay, now you may immediately classify this is the undulated region. According to the application, we can analyze it. Okay, and next one is about the map layout. While making the map, you can go for certain things like north arrow, scale, map layout. Okay, and the title of the map. All those things will give you the enhancement of the beauty of the map. Now we will see few thematic maps. Now this is one of the digital elevation model where we are downloaded from the links what I will show from the open source. This is like one of the example of Amsterdam, SRTM dump. Now from this SRTM dump I want to make a slope map of thematic. One of the thematic. Let's see. By using some of the GIS tools, let's see, this is the slope tool. By using that one, given an input of the digital elevation model and in terms of what measurement you want in degrees, radians like this. Now finally you will get a map is like this. Now this is called classification. 1 to 2 degrees. This you should define. How many classes are required? You require 5 classes, you require 10 classes, you require 15 classes. As per the user, you have to define this. Now in this one, on this particular color variation, the red color which is showing the very high slope and the green color which is represents very low slope. Now these are the examples of the various thematic maps which are prepared by using the satellite images like slope map, rainfall map, LLC map, and about the geomorphological map and lithological map. That is example rainfall map. Now we are having the rain gauge stations in the regions. That is example Dhanbad, we are having 4 to 5 rain gauge stations in the various areas. Okay. Now we can collect the rainfall data. From this rainfall data, we can make a map how the rainfall is varying in a Dhanbad from particular day to particular day. Now this. Next one is the slope. Now we are having RL data of the whole Dhanbad. Now by taking the RL data, a slope map that is created, it helps us which is the higher slope and which is the lower slope. Now here you should understand that what is the spatial resolution of the data. Spatial resolution means in 1 meter by 1 meter it is giving, 5 meter by 5 meter it is giving, 10 meter by 10 meter, 15 by 15, 30 by 30. For the various applications, various kinds of spatial data is required. For a high resolution of applications, you can go for the 1 meter by 1 meter. But for a low resolution of applications, you can go for 20 by 20, 30 by 30 also. Clear? Now these are called the thematic maps. We can prepare for the various GIS applications by using geospatial data as an input. Now we saw the various input sources available where we can download the data freely, and the Survey of India topo sheets are also you may download from the Survey of India portal for academic point of view by logging through your Aadhaar card number and with your mobile phone number also. For some academic point of the research and all, for many applications, for many projects and all. Clear? Any doubt regarding the various data sources, the preparation of the thematic maps? These maps which are prepared in a GIS environment by using the QGIS softwares like QGIS, RGIS and MV, having the tools of GIS. Any doubt regarding the where we can download the various GIS data sets?
Sir,
Yeah.
so किसी भी water body का save file हम डालो.
Now let us example from the central groundwater website, you may download they are updating the locations and the corresponding the borewell data. Where is the borewell and what is the groundwater level? You may directly download that one. It will give you latitude, longitude and what is the groundwater depth. Latitude million, longitude million. Now you can simply select the data and export in a GIS and convert into a KML file. You can export into the Google Earth. Directly आप Google Earth में देख सकते हैं. Yes. मैथड नाम का क्या चाहिए? पूरा रिजर्वायर का डेटा जो the open what we can say open state maps are there we can download this one, and some of the portals which will give you the some thematic maps, not entire. Some thematic maps they will give you in there. Water bodies are also there, road networks are also there, slope maps are also there. There you have to select this water bodies. But the thing is, especially in case of the reservoir, what you are asking, at what date they display the reservoir? Well, because the water level is varying from time to time. The best case is for a specific period you have a satellite image. From the satellite image, simply you digitize the water body. You will get a shape file. You can export that one in a KML. You will open to the what we can say Google Earth, Google Map anyway. And any questions? Any questions? Okay. Now, if you have any questions, you freely ask me in the lateral classes also. Okay. Clear? Okay.